Alright guys, in this particular video today, we are going to focus on how to design a single blog post template. So now, as you can see, this is our homepage. If I happen to click on any single blog post now, then you'll be brought to this place. And this is how the single blog post we have now on our blog website is looking. So we are going to design a template for it because a single blog post page supposed to have a featured image at the top here, because this one you see here is not a featured image. It's an image that is included into the article. So for us to be able to design it and make it have a featured image, then we would have to go into the customization section of the theme we are using, which in this case we are using the Blocksy theme. And with that, I will assume you have logged on to your WordPress dashboard. And if you have done so, just come up here and click on Customize. Now, you'll be brought to the customization section of your theme. And as you can see, the active theme we are using is Blocksy. Then now, what we need to do is to come down here under the post types and click on the single post. Now you'll be brought to the single post customization section. Then starting from the top, what we have here is post title, which is this. So definitely you will include a post title. Now what I'm going to do is to click on the arrow in front of it to go inside it and style it or edit it. So now once I am here, first of all, let's understand the trend as regards to the featured image. Now, if you come back here now, like come down here now, you will see under the single post customization section, you come down here now, here on the post elements, you see the featured image. If you switch it on, now you see the featured image here, and this is how it looks. So this is now the featured image, and this is how it is done previously, that most of the blog websites you visit, on the single page of that blog post, you first of all see the featured image at the top here. But now the new trend is showing us that this is not conveying any message at all, because coming to a blog website, you might not want to just open a page and you have to scroll down before you start reading the content of the blog post. That the first thing you will see is featured image. So in a blog website, people don't really care about the image and the design. What they want to know is the content of the write-up. And as you know that as a web developer, you need to go on with the new trend. So that is why I am going to switch this featured image off. But if you like it like that, you can just switch it on. Then go inside it and start customizing or styling it, okay? But for the sake of this tutorial, I will switch it off. Now what I'm going to do is that I will come up here to the post title, then click to go inside it to style it. So here now, still under general, we are making use of the type 1 layout. But if you select the type 2 layout, you will now see how this one looks. So the featured image is now used as an overlay or a background to the post title. And with this, you can see that it conveys the message easily. That when someone sees the featured image, he already see on that featured image the title of that blog post he is about to read. And also the content of the blog post is not far away down. He can see at least a few sentences before scrolling down to read more of the contents. Okay? And this looks very good as for the new trend and also for better user experience. So now what I'm going to do is to come up here and click on the design tab. So now this is where we are going to style it and choose our colors. But first thing I'm going to do is to come down here on the image overlay color. I'll first of all click on the color palette, then I will select black as the overlay. Now come down here on the opacity or transparent, then increase it more to be more a bit more darker. Okay, so perfect. Now I am going to go up here to work with the color of the title. So for that, here on the title font color, I will click on the color palette, then I will make it pure white color. Then in that same hand, I come down to the meta, which is this, and click on the initial color palette, then change the color to white color. Then in that same hand, I come over and click on the hover color palette, then make the hover color to be a bit grayish. Okay, so perfect. I am going to go back one step again, back here on the single post customization section, here under the general. So here, coming down to the elements, you can see first thing we have is the title, the accept and the post meta. So first on the title, if I click to expand it, here, make sure that this heading tag is set to H1 because this is very important for search engine optimizations. And this is going to be the only H1 you're supposed to have on every of your single blog page. Like I mentioned shortly, it's very important for SEO. So now coming down to accept, we don't really need it, so I'll make it invisible. And in that same hand, I come down to the post meta. What I'm going to do is to click to expand it because we need it. But there are things we don't need to display on it. Like for example, I don't want to display the published date. So I'm going to make it invisible. So the only thing I'm going to leave here is the author as the person who published this blog post. And also, I'm going to come down here and make the comments invisible also. But I want to add destinations to it. So that is why here on the taxonomies, I'm going to click on clone item. Then once it's cloned, then I come down to the cloned one and expand it. Now here on the taxonomy, you can see by default, it is set to categories. So I'm going to expand it and choose destinations. Then down to style. If you like, you can select button or you select underline. So whichever one you select is also good, but for me, I'm going to leave it at default. Then I toggle this up. So under the post meta, we have the breadcrumbs and it is set to invisible. So I will leave it invisible. And coming down under it here on the horizontal alignment and vertical alignment, I'm going to leave them at default as they are. Then including under them, the container width, I'm going to leave it also at default. Then come down under it here on the container background image. As you see, it is set to featured because we have already selected we want the featured image here. And every other thing under it, like down here on the container background image, I will still leave it at default as it is. And also down to the image size and the image parallax effect, I will leave everything at default, including the container minimum width. And make sure you do not increase it because as you see on a blog website, like I explained, that when a user is coming over to your blog website, it's not coming over because of the design, but it's coming over to read the content that you have published. And for that, that is why as you make some of the few contents of the whole content of that blog post to be seen here whenever the person comes over to any particular blog post on your website. So, like for example, if you increase it, you see that the blog post will be forced to go under and very far away. So that is why I'm going to leave it back as it was at 250 pixels like this, and it's looking perfectly nice. Then with this, I'm going to come up here and go back one step. Now here on the post structure under the general, you can see the layout we have here. We have the narrow width, which is the default one we are using right now, and we also have the normal width. If you click on it, you see how it displays. But mind you, this does not include the header here. It's just the content from here down here. Okay. So as you can see, the normal width, this is how it looks. Or you can check the left side sidebar, and this is how it looks. Or on the right sidebar layout, then this is how it looks. Then before I forget, it is actually advisable to add a sidebar to the single blog post of your blog website. But for now, since we are still going to make a separate video about the sidebar, I will take this back to the narrow width, which is the default. So now coming under the post structure, here on the contents area style. Now by default, the system selected wide for us, but if you select the boxed, you see this is how it's going to look boxed. But to select this box, it is also good to select the right sidebar because the two looks good together, as you can see. And I will advise if you don't want to make use of the sidebar, then don't use boxed. So that is why I will take it back to the default, which is narrow width. Then I'll bring the content area style back to wide. Then down under the content area style, then you see the content area vertical spacing. And that is, like you all know, the space here and the space at the bottom here. So, but I will leave it the way it is to add a space both at the top and also at the bottom. Then if we come under it here on the post element, you can see that we switched the featured image off because we have made use of our own featured image like this. But if we switch it on, then as we switch it on, you can see the featured image here, which doesn't make it look nice. And that is not what we want. We don't want to make use of two featured image. So for that, I'm going to switch this one off. But I will come down here on the post tags and switch it on because it's very, very important for a blog website. And that is it. If you come down here now, you will see the tags here. And with these tags, it makes it easier for the visitors of your website to share it on their social media accounts. Then after that, I come down here on the share box. I switch it on, and this share box is social share buttons. And these ones are the default one from the Blocksy theme that we are using. So what I'm going to do now is that I can click to go into the settings. Now here, in the ShareBox customization section, you can see the layout we are using is type 1. If you like the type 2, you can just select the type 2. And I kind of like this type 2, so I'm going to make use of it. So with that, you can scroll down on it and switch on the social media accounts that you want to include on this ShareBox. Like, for example, you include WhatsApp, but I will advise you don't include so many social media here. Okay. And with that, we can come up here and click on the design tab, then come down to the background color. And first of all, click on the initial color palette. Then I might give it something like black or any color of your choice. Okay. Then in that same hand, I click on the hover color palette. Now I'm going to make it a bit grayish. Okay, so perfect. But it's up to you. You can use any color of your choice. Then if you go back here again, come back here, down here, we can switch on the auto box, which is this box here to show the person that published this post. And this is very, very good. Like if you have more people you assigned as editors to your website who also have the permission to publish blog posts on your blog website. We will still come back to this. Now you come down to post navigation. If you switch it on, so just as you can see, this is the next post and the previous post. So the post navigation will show the next post after this particular post that the person is viewing or the previous post. And what we are going to do is to go inside it to style it. So for that, I click on it or I click on this icon here, whichever one, you will be brought to this place. Now come up and click on the design tab. Then come here and click on the hover font color palette. Now I'll make it black. Then come down here on the thumbnail overlay color. I click on the color palette. Then I make it like gray. So perfect. Then one thing we failed to do is to style this auto section. So for that, as I come back here, I will click on the auto box, then click on the design tab. Now come here on the auto bio font color. The link initial, I will change it to gray. Then come back and click on the link hover color palette. Now I will make it black. Okay. Then I scroll down to icons background color. First of all, on the initial color palette, I click, then make it gray. Then come back and click on the hover color palette, then make this one black, just as you can see. So that's perfect. Then another thing I am going to do is to make this auto articles count here invisible. I don't want it to display here. So for that, I'll come up here and click on the general tab, then come here on the post count and switch it off. So perfect. Now I'll come up and go back one step, then back to this place. Then now I come down to the page element. Here you can see related post is switched off. So if you switch it on now, then under here, you can see the related post here. Then now you can go inside it to edit it. So here under the general tab, you can see that the columns is three. That is why it's three related post here. So I'm going to leave it like that. Then under it here, you see the related criteria. So that means that this related post should be displayed according to the related criteria, which in this place by default is category. If you expand it now, then you can select maybe that the criteria is going to be according to the tags. But one thing they don't have here is the destinations, the custom taxonomy of destinations, which I think maybe is included in their pro version, but we are using the free version. So let's leave it on category. So now you come down to sort by. You see it is sort by recent. Then the criteria will be sorted by the recent post. Or you click and choose most commented and random. But for the sake of this tutorial, I will leave it on recent. And in that same hand, and I will also leave everything like they are, but only that I will come down to the meta element. Here, what I'm going to do is that I will leave every other things that are invisible. But down here on the taxonomies, I will make it visible. Then I will come down and make the comment invisible. Now on the taxonomies, if you like, you can include the destinations by how we do it. We first of all clone the item, then come down and expand the cloned one. Now under the taxonomy, by default, is on categories. Now I will change it to destinations. And you can see the two here. And I will leave every other things the way they are. Then now, perfect. We are done with this. Let's go back one step again. Then coming down here, you can see the comment section, which is this. And this is very, very good to have a comment section on the single page of your blog post. So if you like, you can switch it off, but I want to leave it because it will keep users engaged. Now, what I'm going to do is to change the color of the button, but you cannot do that like we do others, like you click here, you go into the design and change the button color. No, the only color you can change here is the font color. Like you see that the only thing I'm going to do is that on this font color, I will click on the hover palette, make sure I change this to black. Then it's left the color button. So to change it, we need to go back to here and go back again. Then back here on the general options, you come down here and click on colors. Now, to change this button color, we need to do that here on the global palette color. Is that what I'm going to do is that on the palette of the color one, I will click, then change it to black or any color of my choice. Like for example, I think to be something like this. Yeah, grayish. That's nice. Then I will also click on the color palette of the color 2, change it also to black so that we don't need to change all this later on, okay? So this second color is the one that represents all the links here on my blog website, okay? So now, perfect. I think we are totally done with this comment section. Then let's come up here on this auto section. We are supposed to add some text that will represent our bio, as in to write something about ourselves and also include our profile image to our profile. Okay. Then to do that, let's first of all publish this. I come up here and click on publish. Let's go over to our dashboard. So we are here on our dashboard. You just have to navigate down to users and click on profile. Now, this is where you're going to set your own profile. So if you scroll down right now, from here, you can write your first name. Then here you fill in your nickname. Okay, so which is going to be Uncle Chinedu. This is going to be the display name that people will see. Okay, then under it, you see the display name publicly as. You come here and choose your display name. So I'm going to select Chinedu. Now come down and fill in your email address and your social media accounts, like from Facebook page to TikTok. Then you scroll down under them. You come here. This is about yourself, your biographical info. So you just have to write something about yourself. Like I'm going to come up with some words that will represent my bio. So for example, I'm going to say, and as you can see, I have come up with some write-up of biography of myself. So after that, under it, I will see a section where I will add a profile image. And as you can see, I don't have a profile image yet. So what I'm going to do is to come down under the box here and open this. You can change your profile picture on Gravata. I would right click and open it in another tab, then go into that tab. Here now, you can either fill in your email address or you log in directly. But I have not registered my account with them, so I'm going to do that now by clicking here and filling in my email address. So now I'll click on view profile, but don't worry about the language is showing on my screen. In your own, it will be showing the language you will understand. Okay, and the down here it will say there is no profile associated with this email address. I know my own is also written in Dutch, but in your own it might be written in English. Then now all you have to do is to click here where it says claim your free Gravatar profile now. So you just have to click on it, then fill in your email address here, then come down and click on send me sign in link. Then a sign in link will be sent to the email address you filled in there. So now you just have to go to your email address and see the verification code they sent to your inbox. So like here, as you can see mine here, all I'm going to do is to click on continue to Gravatar. And here it says, how do you want to log in? So all you need to do is to click on approve. Now you'll be brought to this place. So here it says, do you want to upload a picture of you or you want to use your camera? So if you have a camera connected, you can just click on it. So but I'm going to click to upload an image, so I'll just click here, then go to my desktop where I save the image. Now select my profile image and click on open. Then you can see it here. You can go ahead and crop it, then click on crop image. So now here I will need to update my name. So to do that, I will have to come here and click about me. That is about my profile. I'll click it, then update my name. Okay, Uncle Chinedu. Then I will write something about myself, about my biography here. So you just come up with something about yourself. So now with this, you can come down and click on save. Then now, if you happen to come back here now, come down here. Then come down and update your profile here. Now you will see the profile picture and everything you've written inside here. And with all this being done, now if you come back to this place now, you can now refresh this Blocksy customization section now. Now you can see how it looks. That from here, your profile picture is already there. Under it here, you see now your profile picture, then your social account links, okay, and everything is looking perfect. So now perfect. Then what you can do next on this your profile box section, you can come up and click on edit on it. Then you'll be brought to the auto box customization section. And here under the general tab, we are making use of the box 2. That is why it's like this. If you like to try the box 1, you can just select it, and this is how the box 1 is going to display. But I like the type 2 than the type 1, so I select it. Then come down here, post count is switched off. I will leave it like that. Auto archive link, I will switch it off. Auto archive link, I will switch it off. Then I will leave the social icons on. Then open links in a new tab, I will switch it off also. And because I have changed all these links, all the hover and the color links in the global color palette, so I don't need to come up and click on the design tab again to go into it and style them, because I've done that generally in the color palette general area. Okay, so right now I think we are totally done with this design. So all you need to do is to come up here and click on publish. Now if you happen to go over to your website, then click on any single blog post. Now, as you can see, this is how your single blog post looks. That if you scroll down here, you can see all the things we have designed in it, your profile picture, your name, including your biography and social media icons. Then under it, you have the next and the previous posts. Then under that one, you have the related posts. And the last one is the comments, which is going to be the focus of the next video. So that being said, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next videos.